crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Yeah, take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, man. Find your way, man. Find your way, man. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, man. Find your way, man. Find your way, man. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, on it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music a means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your heart like it's topical. Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on. And they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk. And move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines we find out. And getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm Wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play
what you think. I don't know you, you don't know me. Still got my soul, still make this breathe. These niggas change, but I stay me. They try to take my life from me. The king will come collect his fee. I do the most, y'all do the least. We don't eat scraps, we don't. Can't be feasting all these niggas. I stay beasting all these niggas. I'm releasing all these niggas. I can't be peaceful with these niggas. I'm like a diesel when I fucking gas up. Running my route, better pass up. Running from God with a pastor. Chewing on the game like a pasture. I ain't never looking for a handout. You can put your motherfucking hands down. K is like a goddamn drum line. But it's like smile man, my son. KD erupted Vesuvius. These demons, they on the loose. Hey, y'all wanna win, put booby and always remember to tie in my boots. Hey, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know you, you don't know me. Still got my soul, still make this breathe. These niggas change, but I stay me. I'm tired of watching these puppets and calling them artists. I'm falling too far, I just took what I had and I did what I could. Now I'm taking the love and creating, replacing the charts. I'm tired of stopping these people from fucking me over. I'm putting up walls and protecting my mind and protecting my time. Now I'm taking the money, creating sustainable art. Y'all on the same train, y'all ride the same way. Same shit, new name. Same shit, new day. Dumb niggas too paid. Capping like a toupee. Gotta ride a new wave. Gotta find a new way. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know you. You don't know me. Still got my soul. Still make this breathe. These niggas change, but I stay me. They try to take my life from me. The king will come collect his fee. I do the most, y'all do the least. We don't eat scraps, we only feast. Hey, yeah, whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't, and I swear if you want, we can flow, coming ready for the smoke, murder she wrote, but I don't even dare, I got places to go, coming ready for the show, sacred the goat, we got royal affairs, we gon' win on the low, coming ready for the glow, you taking notes, have a seat, take a chair, you may think that we cold, coming ready for the snow, try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy, try to get away, but it's too deadly, gotta keep it sharp so we stay edgy, can I get ahead so we stay ready, coming at me, that's sad, that's joke, I cannot believe these lies I woke, all that agree, but why you broke, when y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves, when I get paid, I gotta know, people to pay, places to go, watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like I don't ever sit back, I'ma go and get that, I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black, I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back, brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act, I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac, and you know I got green, now we bridging the gap, flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene, came up from the dirt, yeah I know my worth, no I will not sell, niggas gotta work, do not kiss and tell, no I do not surf, but I'll ride these waves, so get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves, when I get paid, I gotta know, people to pay, places to go, watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the newbie. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Armor.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3080 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustes, hustles, and yo-hos? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2, flexing on all you bees. All right, fam, happy Friday. It is Fuck 'em Friday. Make sure you delete, unfollow, unsubscribe, block out all the noise, the people, the contacts. Make sure you clean house, because the environment that you surround yourself with is everything. Hashtag FEF. In the comments down below, we'll give away the Swole card at the end of today's episode. And of course, at the end of the stream, we have an overtime segment for members of the brand new Driving While Gaining and brand new Balls Deep edits. You don't want to miss out on that. Join over at swolenormousx.com and get access to all the overtime segments. We archive them in Swole TV, so you have access to them. All the previous Driving While Gainings uncensored. A lot of you find my content on YouTube, some of the previous ones before they started censoring and blocking and shadow banning the fuck out of me on YouTube. You'll see a lot of those previous Driving While Gainings. A lot of you found my content originally from those Driving While Gainings. We haven't posted them publicly. Maybe we will once in a while, but usually they're too offensive and they're too controversial to post publicly. So if you want to catch all the latest, we've been doing them every single week. So there's tons and tons and tons and tons that are only available for members over at swolenormousx.com. So make sure you join and you'll get access to that. Plus the roundtable we had last night. Roundtable 78 was fire, and that's available now in Swole TV. And of course, we got our flaccid launch of the Swolenormous app. It's not a soft launch, it's a flaccid launch. And it's still big. It's still big, and it's coming soon. Members will get first access to the new Swolenormous app. So make sure that you join today over at swolenormousx.com. Oop, that's a question. We'll get into that later. All right, let's get into some Swole fan posts to start. Are you ready? Beaches. Pooah. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, before we get into the first Swole fan post, we do have some new merch. Now, this coming Monday, we drop new merch every single Monday, but this coming Monday is going to be the last merch drop for the Halloween season. So it's the last Halloween drop, and last week we dropped the Michael Swolio design. So 20% off all new releases over there at papaswolio.com. If you want some Halloween merch, it's this week, and next week's release, that's going to be the last of the Halloween releases. So we have one more that's going to go great with this one. So make sure you go and pick up any Halloween merch so you get it in time for the Halloween season, which is now, it's October. So you'll get it in time for Halloween. You want to make sure you rock this design. But of course, these designs look great all year round, so there's really no reason why you can't rock the Jack-O-Lantern shirt at any time during the year. It's just, of course, this is the Halloween season. All right, let's get into the first Swole fan post.
What's in the box?
All those links are down below. Matt's got a picture of his gym making gains. Giving my poverty bench some love this morning. That's why I like it. Hey, poverty bench. It is the bench through which sick fucking gains are made. Melinda says, I keep running into walls. Well, stop doing that. It's going to hurt. Feeling like I can't afford to live a quality life at this time. I can barely afford to just to live. And did I ever mention I have 4 fucking kids? I'm hanging by a thread, but I'm holding on tight. Somehow I've made it this far, and I'm going to keep moving as long as I have the ability to. So that's what the truth is. I've never been able to take care of myself because I couldn't afford it. It's no one's fault but my own for being stupid and opening up my legs. I hate feeling like this, and I hate this vibe that I'm giving. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity pouring out of you. There's nothing wrong with having children, of course. From what it sounds like, maybe you regret the person that you had children with, which is like the most important decision you could possibly make. So if you're alone in this, well, that's the first issue, of course. I don't have to tell you that. So we're here for you. You could vent. You're free to vent inside the Swole fam. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I see this in the chat sometimes. And a lot of people make bad decisions. And, you know, children are some of those permanent decisions. And the only way out is through. So learning new skills, doing the best that you can to raise them the best that you can. That's it. That's it. You're in this situation, and it is what it is. So you have to anchor yourself and do the best that you can, and onwards and upwards. Just keep on moving forward, keep on moving through, and ask questions, share. There's a lot of parents in the Swole fam that have similar experiences or are dealing with similar things and can give you some advice and some support. All right, go to makeemailswoleagain.com to get on the email list. We got a few of those today. We went light on the Swole fan post particularly, but we got a bunch from the email list. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Of course, when the app goes more publicly live, of course, it's going to be a slow roll to members first, but then you'll hear about it through email and stuff all before the podcast. So the app will be available before you're going to hear about it here on the show, because it's going to be exclusive to members and then people that are on the email list and such. So make sure you go to makeemailswoleagain.com and get on the email list. That way you get all the latest and the greatest. Of course, you get the emails that are going to be legit. Mike responds to "This will help you train harder" email. Mike says, Papa Swolio, I love the 7 pillars. It has great insight, not just on training, but life itself. Thanks, brother. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Mike. Appreciate you. And of course, the 7 pillars over there at swolenormousx.com. Free download. You get the audio book. You get the 7 pillars themselves and the Beyond 7 Pillars ebook. So you get 3 downloads and you get a link in your inbox when you sign up, and then you get to go and download all those 3 things. And I highly recommend it. If you're new to the podcast, if you're thinking about joining, this is the foundational place to start. It gives you the philosophy, or should I say the Swolosophy behind everything that we do inside Swolenormous X. So it gives you that foundation, and it's free. So even if you can't join or you don't want to join, like, I want to download 7 pillars, but I hate you, I don't want to join the Swole fam. Well,
Go fuck yourself.
but it's free, so you get to download it and enjoy. All right, how often should you work out? Scott responded and said, I tried to hit the gym 3 days a week. I have a very demanding job along with health and dietary restrictions, so very tough to hit my goals. Plus, I'm no spring chicken. Okay, well, sorry to hear about those concerns, but I can't really help you. I didn't get any specifics, but yeah, good for you. 3 days a week is fantastic for strength. That's one of the reasons why Maximum Swole is such a great program, because a full body session, full body 3 days a week is the best way to do a 3-day-a-week program. Okay, one more email. This will help you train harder. Tanya says, I'm doing yoga from your program vault. There's no yoga in my program vault. It's in the yoga studio. I noticed more mobility with crescent pose this week. Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Maybe you're doing the Swolga. Maybe you mean the Swolga from the 90-Day Dash program. But of course, a lot of what we do, the 90-Day Dash has specific classes for the 90-Day Dash. But you could also swap those out for starter classes. You don't have to do the class. You could start out with you could use a yin classes. You could swap out those 90-Day Dash yoga classes. I recommend you go through the Swolga and pause when you need to and practice a movement. It might be too slow for some people. It might be too fast for other people. It's hard to make that perfect cadence, but you could always, after you go through them and experience what those 90-Day Dash Swolga classes are, you could always swap in a different class. And of course, we can help you decide which classes that could be or which section, but the starter classes and the yin classes are fantastic, and you can find those in the yoga studio. Okay, let's move on. We got a lot to get into, so let's get into some questions. Let's get a little air horn. Hit it. And we'll take some responses from people that have kids and have something they want to add to that. So if you have a live question, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Oliver says, sometimes we think we have to give everything for our kids. Commendable, but we have to put the mask on ourselves first. I have learned the hard way how when I don't take care of myself, my boys see it cuts off. But, I think we get the gist of what you're saying. And I agree. What he means in terms of the mask is if you're on an airplane, the masks come down, the oxygen mask, you got to put your own first before you secure other people's. That way you could be effective. And if you just drain yourself, and what I see from a lot of people, and I answer a lot of questions, and we're planning on having a family. So I see this, I'm always responding to this. People sign their kids up for every fucking after school activity, and they just revolve their lives around their kids, which I think is exactly the opposite. And I think that's I think that's what's destroyed that kind of family culture in this country. Scared people away, quote unquote, from having children, is that I don't see this as, you're just giving everything and your whole life revolves around your kids. There's no reason for your kids to play 5 sports and have 10 after. You're just driving and, running yourself ragged. Your children's lives revolve around yours. They're your children. I really do think more of the culture should be like bringing your children to work so they can see what you do and they can learn how to interact with adults. I just really do think that people have it backwards in a lot of families. And that's also the culture, and that's also the technology, and things are, quote unquote different. But I think if you have that different mentality, it's just very important. Don't put them on phones and iPads. But a lot of people, they're out at certain jobs or the office, and you have a single parent house. So like that's where you get fucked. I mean, you're supposed to have a male and a female presence. You're supposed to have 2 parents. You're supposed to have that kind of integrated household. But yeah, you're their parents. You're not their friends. And their life revolves around you. Integrate it with your life. It's not going to be, it should not be bent over backwards for the children. Doesn't mean you don't love them and take care of them. It doesn't mean you don't take them to the park. No, your life comes around mine. We're never going anywhere. That's not what it means. But you're the parent. And then when they become an adult, guess what? They have their own life. They have their own life. So you're raising them so they have their own. And then they could do what the fuck they want. But based on how you raise them. But that's the idea. But the problem is you have that kind of result And I'm not saying the kids can't play sports. I'm not saying any of those things, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. Parents are just drained and they're wiped out in this classic, like, oh my God, everything is. That's not how it should be. That's not how it should be. And unfortunately, people just follow the lead of what other people or what they're told to do, what they're expected to do, or what they think society wants them to do. It's just gravitated away from being functional to being this massive sacrifice. And yeah, you sacrifice anything. If you're going to the gym, you're sacrificing watching Netflix. If you're doing something, if you're doing thing A, you're not doing thing B, C, D, E, F, G, right? So you're always, by doing one thing, there's always a trade-off, but it should be more integrated. We'll take some more questions. Preach, Papa, that's how it should be. If you don't raise your kids, you'll raise your grandkids. Oh yeah. That's right. Loretta says 100% my family's kids are hyper scheduled, soccer, hockey, baseball. I mean, honestly, I think kids need also that kind of free play. They need that lack of structure also. They need that creativity. They need to sit in the dirt with a stick and like dig for bugs. And that's their enjoyment. It's not an iPad. It's not always some kind of like activity. It's got to boom, boom, hyper. No. They need to like, I don't know, dig a hole and see what's in it kind of thing. Cupcakes don't kill. We do what's good for the family overall. My husband doesn't let my kids whine about wanting me to stay home when it's gym time. Yeah, and those habits have to be set early. And this is why I think it's important to have a home gym. You can also go to a gym, but I think it's important for your kids to see you and understand what fitness is and what training is. And honestly, this is what happens with our dogs. So our dogs, they go to their cages, their rooms, their cages. We put them in there. They're quiet. They just sit there. And when we're training is in the house and this and that, they know exercise is happening. Training is happening. They don't really whimper and whine or anything, but you create those habits over and over again. And then humans are animals and creatures and you snap into it. And if you have a reason for doing things and you're not doing because I said so, because I'm the adult here. When you're older, you'll understand when you're older. Because I said so. That's just hypocrisy. If you lead by example, you're showing the details. You're leading by example. You're doing the thing. And that's the way it is. And remember, their shape and their perception of the world is what you present them. And if you present chaos and eating garbage and saying one thing but doing the other, they don't have any kind of rule set and structure and morality for like how human behavior and how human interaction is. Let's see. More comments. Ribix. More questions. #AskPapaSwolio. Extracurriculars are amazing for development, but can be easily overdone. I did every type of band, theater, debate club all through high school, and that was plenty enough. Also had a stay at home. Let's see. Cuts off. I guess these questions cut off sometimes after a certain number of characters. Okay. #AskPapaSwolio. If you have a question, let's get into some Instagram questions, then we'll move on if we don't have live questions. So drop a comment down below. All right. Yves Galang. Papa Swolio, can a 13-year-old go to a gym alone? I don't think they should. Some gyms might allow it, but under the accompany of a parent or an adult. So I don't think they should go alone. Of course, every 13-year-old's different. Some are very uncoordinated, have no idea what they're doing, and some might have been training at home with their dad or have experience. But no, 13-year-olds should not be in the gym by themselves. It's just you don't have the experience. Just like 16-year-olds should not be driving cars. It's insane. You need to have a lot of experience because you drop something, you miss it. Like, it's just not safe. It's just not safe. So can they? It's possible. But I don't think without the supervision of an adult and an expert, because a lot of adults don't know what the fuck they're doing in the gym too. But the whole idea is that you are under the guidance of someone whose bones and joints aren't still developing, who understands how these things work. So you could have a very intelligent, capable 13-year-old. Some 13-year-olds look like adults. So it does depend, but overall, they're generally not allowed without adult supervision. Now, if you're saying, Should a 13-year-old be lifting weights and exercising? Yeah, I think so. It's just the programming is going to be different than someone who's 25. So you shouldn't be necessarily going to crazy failure and doing tons of overload and stuff like that. But every person's going to be different. Michael Gagliola. Papa Solio, which workouts should I do to help me bulk? Strength training program and eating plenty of protein and quality foods. Progressive overload. EMCE 25XD. Papa Solio, how can I gain muscle quickly, please? Oh, it's one of those days. Please ask me a question. I'm here every day answering questions. Please use it wisely because this is going down a dark road of retardation today. You can't gain muscle quickly. You will never gain muscle quickly. It will take you years. So get on a quality program, check out the 7 pillars. And if you're interested in doing it properly, join us, swolenormousx.com. Ooh, Natasha. Papa Solio, how do you motivate yourself to go to the gym? I don't. I do it because I need to. I do it because it's time to train. You wait for motivation, you're not going to get results. Finally, a question. Here we go. Frank Filion, Papa Solio, best rep range for hypertrophy. That's debatable. So you can build muscle from anywhere between like 4 or 5 reps, even 3, all the way up to like 30. But the problem is when you're doing high reps, you're just incurring a lot more fatigue than that's necessary. Now, if you're new to the gym, you probably should choose a higher rep range, like 12, 15, maybe 20 repetitions, because you don't have the, and this is my opinion and experience, you don't have the tendon, the ligament integrity, you don't have the form, you're not able to execute a high intensity, low rep set to proximity of failure with quality form. You know, you just don't have that capacity and that neuromuscular control yet. So can you build muscle with rep sets of 25? Yes, but you're going to have to go much closer to failure and you're going to incur a lot more fatigue and you're going to create much more muscle damage. You're going to be much more sore. It's just not worthwhile. So if you're more experienced, you're better off doing 5 to 10 repetitions and you will recover a lot faster. So best rep range, that depends on your application, but to build muscle, you don't need to be doing 20 rep sets. You can, but you can. Joe Loveless, what's your favorite shoulder exercise? I always stay away from the favorites. It's just what I'm doing in the moment for a certain goal. What I would recommend people to do is kind of alternate depending on your split. If you're doing a lot of incline benching or incline pressing for chest, I wouldn't necessarily integrate a lot of overhead pressing when you're doing that because you're getting a lot of anterior shoulder development. So you have to make sure you program that appropriately. The medial head, important to hit. You could do that with, I like lying supine dual cable raises. You could do them with dumbbells as well, or you could do standing single arm lateral raises. But I think more people, more overwhelmingly, people need to focus on the posterior deltoid and things like overhead pressing and lateral raises. There's not a lot of complication there. It's just what you're doing. If you're doing a lot of incline pressing, you're getting a lot of anterior deltoid. So if you're doing more flat pressing, you know, converging or some kind of decline or dips and stuff like that, you can do an overhead pressing because you're going to get, depending on your position for shoulder pressing, if your arms are more out to the side, if you have a little bit more, I would say like external rotation and abduction, you're going to hit more anterior deltoid and medial head. If you keep your elbows more tucked in, you're going to get a little more upper chest and anterior deltoid. So you'll get medial deltoid with overhead pressing and lateral raises. And a lot of people just don't have proper development with their posterior deltoid. So you're better off, in my opinion, most people starting, if you have a shoulder day, which I don't really recommend either, but you prioritize your posterior deltoid. All right, hashtag Fef for a chance to win today's Swole card. Mom on YouTube, who do you got for the Olympia winning? I have no idea. I could not care less, to be honest. I have no idea who's even competing. 0 fucks. All right, cupcakes don't kill. Papa Swolio, my daughter wants to go with me to the gym. I don't want to hurt herself, though. So should it just be the lighter weights? Trying to figure out since I don't know it all, obviously. Well, there's always a risk of her hurting herself. So, yeah, I don't know how old your daughter is. That's vague as hell, but yeah, you shouldn't be doing heavy weight, but lighter weight is relative. So, proper form and encouraging her to go to the gym and learning proper technique is important. You just want to keep it I don't know how old she is or what her physical capacity is. Some people, some 13-year-olds, for example, are completely just, they don't have any coordination, right? They're gangly and, they're going to be going all over the place, and some are very athletic. So it really depends on the individual. She's only 12, but could go with me to mine. Yeah, just stay away from failure. Give her light if she's curling or doing pressing, just very, very lightweight, and have her stay far away from failure, at least to start. You don't want her going to like forced reps and all the way. It starts kind of like, burning a little bit, pull it off, especially at the beginning. You only really need to do like one, like if she's never gone and you're doing like a chest pressing, literally it starts kind of like burning a little bit. You teach her the proper form. Just do one set, like one very light working set. Seriously. And then, cause it's all a new stress, and the last thing you want is to like really a lot of, soreness and muscle trauma and stuff like that. So just keep it very general, total body, or whatever you're doing, very light, just so she learns and can experience and be there, and she kind of gets the vibe, and you're doing it with her. That's great. And then honestly, and then you see how she feels the next day or two. And then when she goes again, you can do the same thing and maybe a little bit more, and she gets a little bit more of a burn, and then you kind of build from there. But just, it's that proximity to failure and the volume that's going to get real sore. I remember when I was 13, the first time I lifted, I was like with one of these kids in his basement, and his brother was older. He had an older brother, and they had like all these weights in the basement. And this guy was kind of muscular for 13-year-old, this kid. And, I did my first workout ever doing chest press, overhead, like tricep extensions and bicep curls. I couldn't straighten out my arm for like 2 or 3 weeks because I was pushing to failure, and he was training like, it was not good for the first ever workout. Like my first experience with lifting was I fucked myself up. I was so sore. Kristen Monroe, Papa Swole, what's your opinion on TRT or alternatives? Talk to your doctor, get tested, but honestly, a lot of people jump on this kind of stuff without improving their lifestyle habits. Once you're on that, you're on it for the rest of your life. So, people are like 25 and they're on TRT because they're obese and their testosterone's in the toilet. They eat like shit. They don't sleep. They don't get sunlight. They don't do all this stuff. Like, don't jump on TRT before you improve your lifestyle habits. If you have quality lifestyle habits and stuff, you're probably not going to need that till you're in your 40s. Everyone's different, so not medical advice. Lifestyle on track, Papa Swolio. Is it okay to eat a few types of food items, or should we include more variety? I don't even know what this means. Is it okay to eat a few types? Variety is a scam. You don't need variety. What you need is all the nutrients. So, like this idea that you need your plate to be a fucking rainbow, a lot of that stuff is just, it's propaganda. It's not accurate. You can get all your nutrients from things like beef liver. And I'm not saying only eat beef liver. What I'm saying is that's one color, and steak is kind of like a reddish color. Oh my God. You're going to get you want all your nutrients in the most bioavailable form. Just because you're eating, your plate looks like a fucking rainbow doesn't mean that you're absorbing all of it, and doesn't mean that it's the most efficient way for your body to get it, calorie wise or protein wise, or for yourself as an individual. So I don't know what a few means. Does it mean like 2? I'm not saying be a carnivore. I like meat and fruit primarily. So you just need all your vitamins, minerals, and your micronutrients and electrolytes. So however you prefer to get that, that's why we do an elimination diet, so you can test and see what works best for you. All right. Any other questions? Last chance. YouTube Mom, such a weird name. Realistic annual muscle gain in pounds for a natural bodybuilder, assuming good progressive overload, training 6 days a week, and a good diet. Well, it's training 6 days a week, you're not recovering. So that's your first problem. So you're training 6 days a week, you're not maximizing your gains because you're not recovering enough. You can't just take 1 day off a week and recover. It's not going to happen. So realistic, that depends on all your habits. Maybe 20 pounds. If you're a newbie, I don't know, 2 pounds a month in muscle, that's a lot. A pound, 12 pounds, 15 pounds, it depends on how well you do it. I wouldn't say there's anything realistic. Some people are going to build muscle more readily. Some people have better habits and more consistent. They progressively overload. They don't get injured. So a pound a month, 2 pounds, when you first start out, maybe 2 pounds, but it's going to plateau off. You're not just going to gain a pound a month. Like as you get towards your genetic potential and your, depending on how tall you are and this, that, and the other, eventually you're just going to be like, fighting for ounces. And what's a good diet? You know, these are just vague terms. It doesn't really matter what's real. Like you just need to be making if you're progressively overloading, you'll be building muscle. So don't worry about what some general average is or what I say. Do the best that you can, progressively overload, eat properly, do that, and you will build as optimal a pace for you as you can. That's what's most important. Doesn't matter what the general average is, because maybe that's not you. Maybe you're below average in terms of how you're going to be able to build muscle. Maybe you're above. So just do the best that you can with the proper variables that will build muscle, like progressive overload and protein and sleep and sunlight, and you'll build muscle at your optimal rate. That's what's really most important. Okay.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep.
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
All right, we're about to go into overtime, but before we do, let's get into a couple balls deep videos. Pick a number 1. Ooh, itchy. Pick your number 1, 2, or 1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Drop in the chat, and we'll get into a couple videos. Cupcakes Don't Kill says a 2. Aaron says, can I order a number 2 for balls deep? So we got a few people. Mark's going number 2. It seems like number 2 is what it's going to be. Ooh, it's called Fat Phobic Kids.
What's in the box?
It's going to be a hot mess. You know it.
Girls as young as 3 associate meanness and other negative qualities with bigger bodies. Being the fat girl, especially in high school, can mean being outcast. The uncool kid who obviously doesn't want friends because if she did, she'd control herself as if being larger-bodied were a character failure rather than the often unavoidable outcome of genetics.
She's got a face for radio.
Worse than how other kids see a fat kid is how that fat kid sees herself. She's internalized the beast and its
Is this like Interstellar soundtrack?
Ideas, so she too believes herself unworthy. It starts with food, but the message to girls is that they must control all of their appetites. For food, for pleasure, for power. Because too much of anything but self-restraint and deprivation is unfeminine.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. At the end, Joanne Finkelstein? Oh, this person's name is Finkelstein? Oh, come on.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
Sexism and sensibility. Raising empowered, resilient girls in the modern world. Oh, but my feminism. No
need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Yeah, let's keep on raising pussy women. Great. Or girl boss. Yeah, girl boss. The greatest destruction of our society. Okay, let's do another one. Loretta says number 3. Number 3, this is Makeup Military. Ooh.
What's in the box?
Everyone going to the corner.
The military be so silly with their rules. Like, why did I just get in trouble for having a pink lunchbox?
Gay.
And then I got in trouble for wearing lip gloss.
Gay.
Yeah. And God forbid I wear some mascara.
Double gay.
Oh, they'd be so mad. God forbid I wear mascara.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Okie dokie. Let's just move on from that. Nothing I'm going to say is going to be making that any better. We got 2 more. We'll do this last one last. I heard about this. I didn't watch the whole video, so we're going to watch it together. This is called, but we'll do that one last. This one's called Fat is Not a Choice.
What's in the box?
Fat is not a choice. It is. Fat is the sum. It's a result of all your choices. So if you're fat, it's because you've made a lot of bad choices, right? Everything you do every day is a choice. Every time you put the fork, you're so fancy cutting that Krispy Kreme with a knife and fork. Every time you put that fork in your mouth, it's a bad choice. And you make that bad choice over and over again, you're going to be fat.
Let me make something very, very clear.
I like cake.
Fat is not always a choice. And even if it were, that doesn't make discrimination any less or any more justified.
Okay, this is just a feeling protector. Yeah, it's a choice. Is it always a choice? When is it not a choice? When is it not a result of your habits? Okay. It doesn't make discrimination or any less or more. Discrimination? You're discriminating against yourself. You're removing yourself from the gene pool. You're removing yourself from, I don't know, an applicant pool. If I have two applicants and they both have the same education, the same skill set, and one is morbidly obese, I'm not going to hire that person. Why would I?
Some people gain weight because of genetics, medical conditions, mental health struggles.
Why do they have medical conditions? Bad habits. Why do they have mental health struggles? Bad habits.
Medications or trauma.
Why are they on medications? Bad habits. Trauma? How they react to trauma. Okay? For most people, it's not the trauma itself. It's the story they tell themselves and the reaction to trauma. I'm not saying some people go through some fucking shit, but you have a lot of people that go through quote unquote trauma. And when I say quote unquote, because that's a vague term that's being overblown now. Because like, you had someone misgendered you at a bank and that's trauma. So, we're talking about real trauma. So if you have real trauma, there are people that have gone through real trauma and are exceptionally successful and have excelled as a result of that. And then you have people that go through trauma and they eat themselves into oblivion because of that, using it as an excuse. So it's a choice what you do as a result of that. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying, I'm being so insensitive. It's just a reality. So it's the reaction to that. The same thing with COVID. The flu wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. It was the reaction to it that caused all these fucking problems. The vaccine caused more problems than the virus, and the reaction to it, and the authoritarianism, and the lockdowns, and the businesses shutting down, and you can't eat inside, but you can eat outside in a fucking tent. Okay, so we'll make the outside inside. It's just stupid. Put on a mask when you go to the bathroom and then take it off at your table. It was just absolute bullshit. So you destroyed people psychologically. You just broke them psychologically, and you destroyed so many families as a result of it. People lost their jobs, they lost their pensions, it's disgusting. So it was the result, it's a reaction. It's more often than not the reaction to all these things that's the issue, right? When someone does something in your life, how you react to it. Someone can call me a fucking cracker or whatever fake, white, I don't know. It's how I react to it. If I go, oh my God, it ruins my day, it makes me angry, that's my fault. It's not theirs. I can just remove myself from that situation. It's how I internalize and respond to that insult. Okay.
For others, life circumstances, access to resources, or emotional factors make losing weight difficult.
The reason why this is all evil is because it just gives all this rope for these people to hang themselves. Theoretically, of course. What I mean by that is you're giving all these excuses. These are just excuses. So if you go to the fucking gym, you eat steak, you take care of your health, you eat chicken, whatever it is, that's a choice, right? Okay? I mean, any reason, it's binary. Did you do the things you need to do or did you not? It doesn't really matter what the reason why you didn't is, you didn't do it. Okay? You didn't do it. Whatever the reason is, it's an excuse. Did you do the thing? No. Okay, that's it. You didn't do it. Whatever the reason is, I got a flat tire, I didn't feel like it. Oh, but this Netflix show just dropped and I've been waiting for it. Whatever the reason is, you didn't do the thing. I'm not saying there aren't some good reasons sometimes. Things are going to happen once in a while, once in a blue, but you can still stay on track. I didn't work out today and then you ate pizza and ate garbage. It's just a justification to fuck all the way off. No, you still eat properly, go do some Swollen 7 or a little mobility at home, and then you train again the next day. It doesn't mean you have to train every fucking day. And sometimes, shit, I can't train. You get an extra day of recovery. Fine. But you stay on track. People use this as an excuse to eat garbage and fall completely all the way off. Because I didn't work out, so I ate garbage. And it's like, yeah, you're full of shit.
These are not choices. These are realities. And even if someone is trying to lose weight, that journey takes time. Something you can't see just from looking at someone.
Oh, the journey takes time. You don't fucking say. You don't fucking say. Oh my God, progress takes time. These people are retarded.
Fat people are judged and discriminated against before anyone knows their story.
Okay, so the rare person, do you know the percentage of people that have like some rare genetic condition that doesn't allow them to move in their obese? It's like 0.000, like it's not even It's almost like an imaginary number. It's so small. Everyone else is just have done this to themselves. So discriminate against? Again, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can tell if it's 1,000 pages. Before anyone knows their story, well, what's your story? It doesn't matter. Here's the reality. Here's where you are. You can make up any reason. It was because of something happened when I was 3. It's because of this. All your actions led to this. There might be a rare condition where someone, fine. Okay? You can't protect yourself from everyone's opinion. So just do better for yourself and build your self-esteem. And if you train hard and you exercise, you take care of yourself, you're going to have self-esteem, and then other people's opinions don't matter. You think with like 8 or 9 million followers that I have and all the content, you think people haven't made fun of me or said shit in the comments, like trying to insult me? But I know who I am. I know what I'm about, and their opinions just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "That fucking guy's an idiot. He does the same content all the time. What a fucking asshole. Oh, there's more life in the gym." Fine. Have your opinion. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me at all. But that's me.
And here's the truth. There's no excuse for discrimination.
Oh, you mean shame? You mean shame and people calling you out on your own bullshit and lies? Big difference. Just because you don't like something makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't make it discrimination.
None. That phobia is real. It's not some lesser form of discrimination.
It's not real. This is, things hurt my feeling because I know it's true. That's what these fat asses say. They know it's true, so they're projecting their own insecurity as anger and hate, and you're the bad one because you are calling me out on my bullshit. We know that you're eating garbage. We know you're not exercising. We know you're not taking care of yourself. And that makes you uncomfortable, so I'm fat phobic. So it's my fault. Nope, it's yours. That's the that's the reality. That's the quote truth.
Exists in healthcare, in the workplace, even how we're treated on the street.
On the street. Yeah. Okay. You're just on the street. This I'll take 1,000. I'll take things that never happened for 1,000, Alex.
How dare you tell me it's not a problem when people out there are struggling?
Stop eating cake.
I'm not here to compare struggles.
You literally just did.
But understand this, fat phobia is discrimination.
It doesn't exist. It's just reality.
Just like racism, homophobia, or
not the same thing.
ableism. The only difference is that people are still okay with fat phobia.
People can't change the color of their skin. People can't magically have legs that don't have legs. You can stop eating garbage and improve your habits so you're not just destroying your body and pretending everyone else is at fault for what you're doing.
But that doesn't make it right. So stop acting like being fat is a choice that makes it okay to treat people as if they're less than.
No one treats you like you're less than. You are treating yourself less than. That's what being obese is. You're destroying your body. You don't care about yourself. You don't respect yourself, so you poison it. And then you're projecting your own self-hatred to everyone else. No one hates you more than you hate yourself. And you know how I know? I can see how you take care of yourself. I can see it. It's a visual. This is why someone that takes care of their health and makes fucking gains offends you, because this is a visual representation of how I treat my body and my habits and my discipline.
No one should be shamed, judged, or demeaned.
Incorrect. People are always going to be judged. People are always going to be judged. That's why we have eyes. We have to judge and assess situations. We have to judge whether we're in danger, whether we are, that's what humans do. We always judge. So enough with this. We can't judge. Don't turn that off. That instinct, don't turn that off. Humans judge things for a reason. Okay? We have evolved to judge things. That's why we've survived as a species. But shamed, absolutely. This is why community is important. This is why having societal standards is important. You should be shamed and ostracized for making poor choices because you're not strengthening the species. If you're morbidly obese, you can't keep up with the hunter-gatherer tribe. So you're going to be left behind because you're holding everyone back. And this is the problem with allowing all this weakness into our country when it comes to mass immigration and trying to save everyone. You want to import the third world, you become the third world. You want to import weakness or allow for this weakness, we're going to become weak. We're just going to dilute everything into the lowest common denominator of pussification, and then we're going to crumble. And then these same people are going to be like, oh my God, everything's so bad. It's so bad. Because you did this. This mindset is the virus. This is what Marxism is. This is what communism is. You should be shamed for making poor decisions. How else do you learn? How else will you learn to actually improve yourself? You should be shamed. You make terrible fucking choices. Why are you morbidly obese? You have no self-control. That should be shamed.
Because of the way they look. Fat phobia is discrimination.
Doesn't
and it
exist.
needs to end.
It won't.
If you agree, please follow the campaign.
Shame.
It won't, and I hope it never ends.
Shame.
You should be shamed.
Shame.
You should be shamed. Bring shaming back, make shaming great again. And if that makes you insecure, right? If you don't like, I don't like being shamed, then guess what? Get off your fat ass, go lift some weights, eat some steak, and then you won't have to be shamed. Okay? All right, last one. This is called Men Who Don't Vote for Kamala. Well, if you vote for Kamala, you just love getting pegged. You're not a man if you vote for Kamala, in my opinion. Not an actual man.
Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems.
What?
That's what frustrates. Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems.
Well, pretty much every innovation we have today is from men. But of course, women have a huge part of it, right? Women give birth to children. Women support strong men. And you do have women that make, scientific innovations, but that's a weird thing to say.
That's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president.
Yeah. These are called cucks. Male feminists, soy boys, beta males. That's legitimate. Voting for a female, especially a weak female. If there's an actual woman, like some women have more like male characteristics, like Tulsi Gabbard, she's more of a, there are reasons to have, it's not across the board. It's just very rare, and we know this. But men, we've not evolved to be led by women for a reason. And we're seeing that now. This is what happens when a society is being pushed to be led by women. And this is the decay. Honestly, it's not sexist. It's just objective. You're seeing it. Right? The demonization of masculinity. It just is. Okay.
Potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president.
It has nothing to do with it. The smart has nothing to do with it. Females are not smart enough to be president. It's not about being smart. Okay. That's a relative. That's a scale. Smart and what? Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. It's not about that. It's about doing the job most effectively. This is why DEI is a poison, because you're hiring someone based on what they have between their legs, not their actual skills. I don't care if they have a vagina or a penis. Are they the best person for the job? And more often than not, especially in positions of leadership, I worked at a business that had females in charge. It was a fucking disaster. It was a catty fucking mess. All right. It was all emotional based. It was backstabbing. It was awful. All the positions of management were women. It was terrible. It was fucking terrible.
We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works.
Jesus Christ.
Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
Welp, too late. Yeah, I heard about this guy. I heard about what happened here. I think I saw this clip before, actually. I know people were sharing his image and stuff like that. Hopefully he got fired. They should be lined up and shot. That's some sick shit. I think liberals are retarded, but I don't think they should be lined up and shot. That's just crazy. But I think this is the grift that the left is pushing in the Democrats. They're saying it's we're anti-woman. No. Kamala is just absolute dog shit. So it's not about all women. There might be a rare few, as there normally is. There's a small fraction of men that are going to be in that leadership roles too. Overwhelmingly, men are leaders of the household, local government stuff. It's going to be overwhelmingly male, as it should be. However, there are going to be certain women that actually have more of those characteristics that are able to lead and have good policy and, use rationality. There's some women that are more rational, and that's just a smaller percentage than when it comes to men. But it's not about the female thing. Overwhelmingly, that's true. Women just shouldn't be in leadership positions. However, there are, and that's a reason why there's a small percentage That's why DI is a poison, because it forces people based on those characteristics rather than their actual skills. So let there be a small percentage. There should be a small percentage that are CEOs, because there's going to be a small percentage that are even capable of doing that and qualified to. But if they are, cool, fine. If they're qualified to, they can be an exception, as it should be. There are exceptions to rules like that. But Kamala herself is just a uniquely terrible, terrible individual. And she's uniquely unfit for the role. Let's give away the Swole card, and then we got overtime. Here we go. Falcon, take us away. Hit the like button, fam. Subscribe. Hashtag Fef. Hashtag Fef. Oh, we got a winner. Yo, it's in our Telegram chat. TJ Helms, congratulations. TJ in the house. Nice. Noise McGlois. TJ sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3080 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email will send you the Swole card. Congratulations, TJ and fam. Guess what? It is time. It is time for overtime. That's right. Overtime starts right now. We got about 2 minutes, and it'll kick off inside the Daily Swole Telegram chat. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Overtime starts in 2 minutes. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com, and you'll get access to the app when it's launching. Probably should be getting some more updates today. I'm very excited for that. And brand new Drive Mulgaining. Anyway, join the fam. We'll see you in 2 minutes over in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. We'll switch over now, and thanks for being here. Keep an eye out for those text messages, Swole text. I will be sending a Swole text to all of you, and make sure you respond because it's the weekend. So I'm going back and forth with those messages. Don't slack on that. If you want to converse with your boy, whatever you're struggling with, keep an eye out for those messages, and we'll talk to over Swole text. Listen to yesterday's roundtable if you're a member, and accountability meeting on Monday at 12 noon Eastern time. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in overtime. It's going to be lit, and it starts right now. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
I just wanna win on the low, like